Today we're talking about a new state payroll tax that affects nearly all workers in Washington state. You may have heard about the Long-Term Care Trust Act, the bill that creates this new tax. We're going to share 3 simple things you need to know about the LTCA payroll tax and questions to ask to further understand how it might impact you. First, the tax is meant to provide funding for future long-term care needs for qualifying individuals who can't perform daily activities without assistance. Unfortunately, the program as currently written has big limitations. The LTCA funds will only pay for a fraction of what most long-term care recipients statistically need and only covers care provided within Washington state. Second, the employee paid tax rate starts at 0.58%. or 58 cents for every $100 you make. But we anticipate that rate will rise in the coming years. Third, and most important, Washingtonians have a one-time chance to avoid paying this tax by purchasing a long-term care insurance policy that meets the state's coverage requirements, but we must act fast. To help decide whether it makes sense for you to opt out of the LTC payroll tax, here are key questions to ask. 1. How much do you expect to earn in your career? If you expect to be a high income earner by the time you retire, that 0.58% tax rate can really add up. Plus, you may be paying even more if the tax rate increases in the future. 2. How much longer do you plan on working? If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, you likely won't be eligible to receive this state benefit. On the other hand, if you have a career with many years ahead of you, you should talk to your financial advisor to discuss options. 3. Where do you plan to retire? If you're not planning to remain in Washington state, you can't take the state long-term care coverage with you. It only pays for coverage in state. And finally, if it makes sense to do so, how do you opt out? You must purchase qualifying long-term care coverage by October 31st of this year and obtain approval from the Washington Employment Security Department no later than the end of 2022. For more information on Washington's LTCA payroll tax, please visit the news page on our website. If you have any questions, give us a call. We're always happy to help at Comprehensive Wealth Management.